If you're targeting any of the law entrance exams like CLAT, AILET and others, then probably you already know that vocab is going to play a very important role. Without strong vocab, working on your critical reasoning passages or even English passages would be a big headache, and probably by now you're already thinking about working on your vocab. Now question is there a silver bullet that we can use to make our vocab very strong overnight? The answer is no. The answer to the question, can you make your vocab stronger? The answer is yes, of course you can do that, provided you also remember a couple of rules. Rule number one is that you use it or you lose it. That means if you're learning new words, try to use them wherever the context allows you to do that. Second thing is that you have to do it slow and steady. A lot of students try to do 20, 30, 100 words per day, and then of course they try to mug up all the words possible and they become bored, they cannot keep track and they give up very easily. Don't be one of them. Second, be steady, be consistent. A number of students try to do vocab probably 5 days in a row and then they take a month's break. If you do that, it's very obvious that your vocab will not become stronger. And last rule that can help you become consistent is the rule of two. What is the rule of two? It says that do not take a break from vocab building for 2 days in a row. You can take 1 day's break if you want, but don't make it 2. If you follow this rule, the point would be that you would not take a long break from your vocab building, you would remain consistent and you would probably turn into somebody with strong vocab in a span of 2 to 3 months time. So remember the rule of two, don't take more than 2 days break from vocab building no matter what are the circumstances. Once you understand that, I'll take you to something very interesting. Now remember, we would make more videos on this topic because we would discuss a lot of interesting rules that can help you build your vocab. So in the case you're wondering, is this video sufficient? The answer is no. We'll continue, of course. So what is the next thing that we need to learn? It is called the GRASP method. What is GRASP method? GRASP is basically a short form for grouping, roots, association, synonyms, stories and suffixes, and prefixes and pronunciation. If you're building a vocab, then these are the key areas you should keep in mind while working on your vocab. Now, very clearly, I would take one of these at a time and explain so that you can follow the same rules and build your vocab in a very short period of time. Now, the first thing that you need to work on if you're building a vocab is grouping words. Let me give you an example. Suppose I come across the word impoverished while reading a newspaper. My first reaction has to be that I go and find out what is the meaning of the word. So I discover that impoverished basically means that somebody is not rich, is poor. Now the second thing that I should do is I should try and build a group of words around it. For example, I can think of or I can search for 5 of the words that are similar to the word impoverished. For example, poverty stricken or impecunious or indigent or destitute or deprived or penniless. So this becomes a list of 5 synonyms for the word impoverished. Now I can think what is the antonym of this word. Now there could be an antonym in most of the cases, sometimes they may not be there, don't worry too much about that. So think of an antonym. So obviously the antonym of impoverished would be that somebody is well off, somebody is wealthy. So I would find out 5 synonyms for the word wealthy, rich. So wealthy, affluent, moneyed, cash rich, well off, prosperous, opulent. Now I can also think about some related words. You can use Google to do more research on your own, of course. For example, you can think of someone who has money but does not want to spend it. So the person would be called miser. So can I think of 5 synonyms? Why not? I can find 5 more synonyms for the word miser. For example, parsimonious or mean or niggardly or close-fisted, penny pinching or tight-fisted, stinting, sparing, etc., etc., etc. Now, once I have done that, what is the next step? You guessed it right. I can think about the possible antonyms, opposite of the word miser. So what is the opposite of miser? Somebody who spends money with open heart. is very open with the money that the person has. So can I find out 5 synonyms for the word opposite to miser? Why not? We can do that. For example, the opposite of miser would be generous. So I can think of some more synonyms. For example, magnanimous, munificent, open-handed, unsparing, benignant, benevolent, philanthropic, etc. Now, I can now think of someone who has money but does not really spend unnecessarily, is wise with money. The person would be called frugal. Now, again, you know the step. Think of 5 synonyms. So I can think of 5 synonyms of the word frugal and list them down in my copy. Thrifty, sparing, Spartan, economical, saving, careful, cautious, prudent, provident, monkish, and there are more. So I can write down 5 of them, revise them. That's what creates a group for me. I can think of antonym of this also. For example, the antonym of frugal, somebody who is wise with money, would be someone who is extravagant, somebody who spends too much. And I can find 5 synonyms. For example, profligate, prodigal, squanderer, wastrel, improvident, thriftless, wasteful, free spending, etc., etc. This is how I create a group, by creating synonym antonym list, 5 on both sides wherever possible. That is what we do first when we encounter a new word. But then there are multiple, loads of, tons of other rules we can follow. For that, you have to keep watching, and if you're new to the channel, then make sure you subscribe, you press the bell icon also, so that whenever we post some new video, you get notification, and share this video with your friends. Of course, if you like the content, press the like button and comment